Hello, hello.
Hello, how are you, Matt?
Doing good, doing good. This is inmate 385960. Matt Silva here, and I've got a special friend. We got a noob today. His name is Edward Edelman Badalian. Okay. Ed, why don't you say a few words? Hey everybody, this is Edward Badalian. You may know me as, Turbo from my InfoWars interview with Owen Schroyer. So no matter what you do that day, even if you put your hands on some Antifa feds potentially, they will still lock you up, even if you try to stop what happened or whatever, but it's a complete injustice. So the CDF, where they first put you in, basically everyone is getting thrown into like maximum security, like Guantanamo Bay level lockdown. It's pretty horrific. I've heard the conditions have improved, but it's still like a nightmare in there. And they lie to you. They tell you they'll move you within 3 days, and they take it over a week. And the correctional officers, they're nice to your face, but they're completely lazy. They don't want to do anything. They don't give you water. They don't give you water. I was dehydrated for days at one point. The 72-hour lockdown over the weekend I don't even know how that's legal. If you have any time out of your cell, no phone calls, nothing. We have to basically beg other prisoners that are walking around to use their tablets. And then, hey, Ed, why don't you throw out your inmate number so people, if they want to look up your commissary, they can... Oh, my inmate number is 386625. If anyone wants to help out, it would be great, I guess. But I'm gonna keep going with the fight. I'm appealing my case. I'm gonna take it, if I can, I'll take it all the way to the Supreme Court. We're not giving up. The fight has only just begun, you guys. So let's keep building this movement, and let's keep showing this government that we are in charge of this government. They're not gonna be oppressing us, and the beast is not gonna swallow this one. It's not gonna swallow what it did to American patriots. Yeah, well said.
Yeah, very well said. So you've already been convicted, is that what I'm understanding it?
Yeah, they sentenced me to, he's actually already been sentenced.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I thought that was weird because usually they come here after conviction, awaiting sentencing, and then after sentencing, they're on a holding pattern until they're moved to their federal BOP facility. But Edward's a slightly different case.
Well, yeah, I think Nicole Reffitt was in the courtroom when you were in the courtroom. And I know that they remanded you to custody that day, probably because you had words with well, you stood up for yourself. I don't want to put any too fine a point on it for that, but we were able to spend some time with your lady friend Kaylin. She actually was, we got to know her for a couple days. So God bless you, and we appreciate you standing strong.
Thank you so much. You guys are like angels. This is. I try to tell them that every day. Yeah, this is unprecedented, what's happening.
That's true.
That's how we know that God is on our side. And we will not lose. We will win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I hate to say it's a pleasure to meet you on such shitty circumstances, but it's nice to make your acquaintance. Sorry that you are going through this, because it's terrible, and I think that it's a travesty that anybody is dealing with this. Hey, Ed.
Yeah, we were trying to stop a crime, and they criminalized us.
I'm completely off topic. I just can't help but say, Ed, thanks for the cannoli. I think I got to eat your cannoli, baby. I'm sorry. But it was delicious, if that means anything to you. It was good.
Yeah, because we got a great recommendation for a restaurant on the flight here, and she remanded me, and I wasn't able to go. So I guess my girlfriend went and got to enjoy it. But I'm glad.
And the cannoli was amazing.
Yes.
So
Sorry.
now you know that it was a good recommendation.
Yeah, we've had so much bad news coming in and out of the pod recently with some of these later convictions and then sentencings, and it's always such a downer to like hope against hope that something's going to be different this time, and it never is. But on top of that, like today, I'm really happy because I was given access to toenail clippers. I feel almost guilty.
I heard you got a visit from the warden today. Tell us all about it.
Yeah. Well, the warden came in with a bunch of fellow white shirts, and we were quick to sort of surround them and say, "Hey, what about video visitation? Hey, I actually took off my sock and I showed her. They don't, because they were like half an inch long, and I said, "This is what I'm sleeping in, and yeah, these could be dangerous weapons, maybe. If you want to confiscate my toes, maybe, or I could use them to escape by walking along the side of the wall. It's up to you guys." They were really long and kind of sharp looking, and I was starting to worry about like my sheep, at night. But it's strange because like we always get this bad news, and then something like that happens, and it's such a little thing, but it helps a lot to have access to basic things like toenail clippers. Yeah, I understand that because we're max security or whatever, they gotta limit our access to things that are metal or things that are sharp or anything like that, because it may cause an insurrection. So perhaps...
But they still give you plastic bottles, right?
They give us what?
Plastic bottles, right?
Yeah. Yes, plastic bottles. Are you going to tell me how to turn those into nail clippers?
No, but that is an insurrection tool, so I was just making sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember clearly the AP picture with of someone picking up empty plastic bottles, and the caption read like somebody is cleaning up the wreckage. They said they call it wreckage in the Capitol. It's like, wow, these people lay it on thick with their rhetoric. But,
well, also in the Proud Boys trial, there was charges of assault with dangerous weapons because of a water bottle being thrown. And that was their true crime, was throwing a water bottle. I don't even know if any of them actually did it. I think it was somebody else that actually threw the water bottle. So there is that. So be careful with those water bottles.
We get federal charges for the same thing that Antifa got slapped on the wrist for. Well, they would freeze the water for their protests and then throw it. And the Feds never went after them.
Frozen water bottles, Molotov cocktails, those things don't matter because that's Antifa and that's BLM, and they were upset, because they're so very systemically oppressed. So that was okay. Right. But, you white MAGA supporters, you need to shut up and get back in your houses and just do what you're told and be ashamed.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they never once pulled a gun on any armed Antifa member, no matter how much they were assaulting police. And they pulled a gun and shot an unarmed Air Force veteran woman. So disgusting. So disgusting. And beat several to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they beat Roseanne Boylan to death. They would have completed the job on Victoria White, and she was able to get away. So disgusting. Every trial they want to make it like the police were infallible angels that day. They were not. They were, instead of going and attacking the Antifa/Fed window breakers and arresting them, the actual criminals, they used that justification to attack regular, normal people and hurt them and entrap them in crime.
Well, and who are those window breakers? Have we figured that part out yet? Because I know we know some of them, but we don't know all of them, and I think that some of them were feds.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yes, of course. That's why Amy Berman Jackson disallowed my lawyer from talking about undercover agents in my trial. And then when I was speaking freely, that moment when you're talking about when the judge remanded me because I was interrupting her trying to maintain my innocence, She said, I said, I wasn't allowed to speak freely at the trial. And she said, yeah, you were. You were allowed to speak to it. No, she specifically barred us from talking about undercover agents in the crowd. So we were not allowed to speak freely. That's a lie, material lie, Ms. Jackson, okay? You perjured yourself. And so did the government. Anthony Mariano, you perjured yourself when you said that it was my right hand waving in rioters when we zoomed in while I was on this. And I made you zoom in, and it was my left waving rioters away from attacking police. Another material lie, okay? Sure, they were trying to say I lied on the stand when I caught them in lies. Yeah. Disgusting.
Well, and that's how they do it. That's exactly how they do it. They have this narrative that they push forward, and it doesn't even matter when they are found out when it is found out in the trials that they're lying, that they have lied, that they've used confidential human sources, and not only that, but when they have been caught, going into private emails and correspondence with between attorney and client, attorney-client privilege emails and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. They get slapped on the wrist with a stern talking to, but there aren't sanctions. There's no contempt of court for these prosecutors or the judges. Even.
Right.
And, Congress really needs to step in and do something about these judges because, that is their job, right? That is their job. They do
Supreme Court, it's the judge's job to ensure that the rights of the defendants are kept and protected. And we see over and over again these what I was rightly pointing out, these material falsehoods and material lies being presented in court. And even when someone is caught in a lie, they aren't held accountable to it. It does not impeach their character in terms of the trial as a witness. They just go right on ahead. Normally, in a normal trial, if a witness is caught in a lie that many times, they get kicked out. But the DOJ itself does nothing but lie and has done nothing but lie. Made material lies and presented falsehoods as true and factual for years and years and years.
And the judges are in lockstep with them.
Yeah, and it's all politically oriented. It's all politically biased, and this never is taken into account by any judge or any trial. And you see the same thing, the judges for Trump's trials, they're not taking into account the fact that the DOJ has been caught lying again and again and again about Donald Trump. Now,
that doesn't matter,
people
right?
are lying. Right.
It's the definition of railroading. When they ignore and then just keep, you're convicted.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You said it was ignored.
What they call the Kent State Mississippi justice. I just think it's amazingly consistent of Democrats because leftists, World War II Germany, they use boxcars. Right. Leftists in 21st century America, they're using railroads. They have something for them. They love them some trains. They love the trains. They're always funding trains, and they're always railroading people. So,
immigrant train caravans was coming.
Oh yeah, we got the immigrant. Yeah, train immigration bomb. Yeah. Hey, you have
1 minute remaining.
You said something about today. Your birthday? No?
Oh, well, no. My birthday was on the 21st.
Oh, on the 21st. Oh, okay. I misheard.
It's on the 26th, so it was like a nice birthday gift.
Oh, that's so nice of the judge.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna sign off, and I guess we'll see you guys at the anthem tonight. Well, you'll hear us at the anthem tonight.
Right.
Yes, sir. All right, Patriots. It was good to talk to you, Ed, and always good to talk to you as well, Matt. And we will hear you at the anthem.
All right, thank you guys very much. You guys are great.
We love you, Patriots.
Love you too.
Good night.
You stay strong.